Is this real life? Is this just fantasy? That's what the great Freddie Mercury once asked in one of my favorite songs of all time, a little number called Bohemian Rhapsody. You've probably heard of it. But we aren't here to reminisce about Queen. Instead, we are reviewing Athenian Rhapsody from developer Nico Papalia and publisher Top Hat Studios. But is Athenian Rhapsody an epic RPG ballad, or does it end up caught in a landslide? Let's find out in our full review. Real quick, open your eyes, look up to the sky, and head on over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames. Be free of the gaming echo chambers while enjoying incredible perks such as Discord access to the greatest indie gaming community, early ad-free shows, shoutouts at the end of every video we produce, an exclusive podcast, and even free games depending which tier you select. Your new indie gaming community is waiting for you. So, what the hell did you just click on, you might be asking? That's a complicated question. On the surface, Athenian Rhapsody is a 16-bit RPG that harkens back to the peculiar vibe of the Mother series. Its offbeat humor, colorful pixel art, and zany, often mesmerizing soundtrack will be instantly recognizable to fans of the SNES classic EarthBound in particular. Dig deeper, however, and you'll soon discover that Athenian Rhapsody is so much more. Citing inspirations such as Souls games, Cooking Mama, and WarioWare, Athenian Rhapsody sends you on a spiritual journey to discover more about yourself. What's your favorite food? Do you think clowns are funny? Would you touch poop for $100? These are just a few examples of the types of questions you can expect to answer throughout your Rhapsody's 8 to 10 hour duration. You'll travel through the world of Athens, meeting some of the most likable and intentionally unlikable characters that you've perhaps ever come across in any video game. Characters range everywhere from an absolutely terrible rapper who's delusional about his skill level to a hot dog-shaped devil creature that needs dating advice. Who you meet and how you interact with them, it's entirely up to you. There are said to be 16 characters in total that can join up with you, which makes me eager to start a second playthrough as I only encountered maybe 6 or 7 at the end of my Rhapsody. Athenian Rhapsody's writing is absolutely hysterical. If you love awkward moments, fart jokes, and characters that randomly explode, then this will be the game for you. I am admittedly a sucker for juvenile comedy, and so Athenian Rhapsody scratched a very specific itch for me, maybe in the nether region, but an itch was scratched nonetheless. A great deal of love and care has gone into every dialogue segment. Conversations ooze with hilarious snark as you encounter a wide variety of different attitudes. I never wanted to miss a single opportunity to speak with someone in Athens, whether they were an integral part to progressing the narrative or a random NPC. Doing so would have meant missing out on such events as a game of basketball with the aforementioned devil-horned Horatio, or seeing another character's video game addiction come to life right before my eyes while his enabling mother cooks up his favorite dish. Moments like these are far too precious to pass up, and knowing I still have more to discover makes me all the more eager to go through the game again. While Athenian Rhapsody does feature a fast travel system in case you miss anything, which involves a massive creature literally throwing you to your chosen destination, the game follows a pretty straightforward linear path. You'll go from one area to the next, meet people along the way in small villages, grab some treasures and purchase items and equipment, though there's not that much equipment that I came across, and of course do battle with everything from a cat with a giant neck to clowns full of some of the worst puns imaginable. Combat is turn-based, and much like the rest of Athenian Rhapsody, can be approached in a good variety of different ways. You see, most of the characters within Athens are hungry for experience points. However, players may also take a more peaceful approach to combat, similar to how things worked in the indie classic Undertale. Choosing the fight command means taking a more offensive approach and killing your enemies, while choosing passive abilities allows you to issue commands in an attempt to befriend your foes. There are also burst skills available which dish out even more damage or can heal you. Burst works somewhat like MP points in a traditional RPG and can be earned back by attacking or performing other non-burst related actions. Whenever an enemy attacks you, you'll find yourself placed on a small grid and tasked with dodging. Each enemy has a very unique attack that will keep you on your toes. These range from acorns being dumped from above to furiously trying to get away from tiny bugs or even platforming underwater. Like the rest of Athenian Rhapsody, a great deal of care and creativity went into each battle, and they never really wore out their welcome thanks to the variety each enemy provides. Heck, I was even shooting baskets into a basketball hoop at one point. That's the kind of craziness you can expect here. If you decide to take a more passive approach to combat, you won't gain any experience, though you'll gain cash, but you will befriend your foes. Some enemies are trickier to lure to your side than others, and will require making the correct dialogue choices until a small meter is completely filled up. All the while, you'll still need to dodge each attack, which means the passive approach can sometimes end up being more difficult than simply pounding a monster into smithereens. Generally speaking, whether you play offensively or defensively, Athenian Rhapsody puts up a fairly tough challenge that can be remedied a bit by activating the game's chill mode. Now personally, I became pretty obsessed with trying to become friends with as many enemies as possible. My good behavior was rewarded with badges, which acted as proof to my kind deeds. I imagine it's possible to not kill a single enemy if you're up for that challenge, but my run ended with me taking down some enemies and being kind to others. It's kind of like life. Sometimes you're in the mood for people, and other times you just want to punch them in the face. Just kidding, I don't condone violence, folks. Please be nice to everyone. All told, the combat is a riot however you approach it, and I looked forward to just about every encounter. Adding another element to the combat is the ability to swap in one of your friends if you're starting to take a lot of damage. That's right, one of your acquaintances can follow along with you, and will of course let loose plenty of funny quips and jokes along the way. So it really becomes a matter of if you want to gain experience and get strong and be greedy about it, or if you want to be nice and kind to everyone. You decide. Outside of the general exploration and addicting combat system, Athenian Rhapsody does have a few puzzles to solve. None of the solutions were all that difficult to figure out, but much like the rest of the game, they usually led to some sort of hilarious dialogue or outrageous unexpected moment. Sure, the puzzles aren't rocket science, but what is rather fascinating is Athenian Rhapsody's online system. When you complete your journey, you're able to store it online and share it with another friend. I wasn't able to fully test this feature with nobody playing at the time of this review, but I am curious what playing others' Rhapsodies will reveal about them. It's a neat idea that goes along with the rest of the game's vibe. I look forward to finding out how many of you out there will touch a pooper for $100. Visually, if you enjoyed 16-bit RPGs, particularly EarthBound, not to harp on that comparison too much, but it's pretty undeniable, then you'll know what to expect here. Character sprites are large, colors are vibrant, and the text was all very easy to read for me. I thought the battles looked great with massive portrait art of both you and your enemy. Each world has a distinct vibe with very nice animations. Some of the character designs are extremely unusual and may not speak to everyone, but if you like your games a little bit trippy, you'll love the way Athenian Rhapsody looks. While the visuals are very well done, it's the soundtrack that truly shines. Driving drums, smooth synths, hilarious, goofy, old-time sounding tracks. There's just a wild, eclectic mix of music that's worth listening to even outside of this game. The heroic battle theme never tires out, and the gibberish some characters spew from their mouths just has to be heard to be believed. The visuals and audio work in perfect harmony with the rest of Athenian Rhapsody. I also only encountered one little crash, and it wasn't a big deal. This is because the game has plenty of save points, and those too have a sense of humor. All told, the game ran very well. I think I caught one little typo and that one little crash that didn't even really set me back too far. I did test the game briefly on the Steam Deck and found the performance to be just fine. It seemed to be a pretty well locked 60 frames per second. I came across a couple dips here or there, but for the most part, a really enjoyable way to play the game. I didn't go through the whole game that way, because obviously I was capturing all of this footage, but for the time that I did spend with it on Steam Deck, booted up without any issues, nothing that I really ran into. While a game that tracks how many times you fart may not sound all that appealing, Athenian Rhapsody is one of the best indie releases of the year in my humble opinion. Its charming visuals, drop-dead hilarious writing and characters, and amazing soundtrack coexist beautifully with an addictive combat system that allows for player choice. My immediate reaction upon watching the credits roll was that I just wanted to play through it again, and maybe that's the best compliment I can give to any game. Knowing that my subsequent playthroughs won't be identical has me salivating at the mouth. This is an adventure like no other, and a reminder of just how special indie games are. Such a good sense of humor, really fun game to play. I'm awarding Athenian Rhapsody the golden genie lamp of approval, an absolute must-play for RPG fans.